somebody in a Honda, somebody in a minivan. Yo, people in minivans don't care about nothing. Like, they don't care about nothing, people in minivans. It's either a Honda, a minivan, a lady, or like a elderly person. God forbid it's a older lady driving a Honda minivan. Just get off the road. Just pull over and park until they're like 10 miles away from you. Yeah,
people cannot stop talking. The whispers are everywhere, moving from phone screens to group chats, from comment sections to late-night conversations between friends. The rumor mill is spinning so fast that it feels impossible to keep up. Right now, many believe Papoose may have found his way back into Claressa's good graces, and that possibility alone has the internet on edge. Just a short time ago, Claressa sounded tired, unsure, and weighed down by something heavy she couldn't quite explain. Her voice carried the kind of sadness that comes from feeling lost, like someone walking in circles, searching for a path that never seems to appear. She spoke openly about how her training camp was the only place where her mind felt calm. Inside those walls, surrounded by gloves, sweat, and the steady rhythm of hard work, she said she could finally breathe. That space became her safe zone, the one place where the noise of the outside world faded away, and her heart felt steady again. Then, almost overnight, everything changed. Her energy shifted. Her tone grew lighter. The heaviness that once clung to her words seemed to vanish. Fans noticed immediately. One day, she sounded hurt and confused. The next, she appeared like someone who had decided to move forward, as if nothing had ever gone wrong. That kind of sudden turnaround does not go unnoticed when you live in the public eye. Naturally, people started asking questions. Some shared theories. Others stayed quiet, watching closely, waiting for the next clue to surface. There were no new photos, no fresh videos to explain what caused the shift. Still, people close to the situation claimed something important was happening behind closed doors. The silence between Claressa and Papoose felt louder than any public statement. Even from a distance, the tension was impossible to ignore. It felt like a moment balanced on a razor's edge, where one wrong move could send everything crashing down.
You understand? They're not gonna have you out here being called a side bitch, a mistress, or any of these other things, and making you think they're telling you the truth. And that, well, let me guess, I'm keeping my daughter. I would never, and let me be clear, I would never, ever. My lawyer will tell you guys, I don't want full custody. The custody is joint down the.
At the same time, attention drifted toward Remy's recent posts. Short captions that once seemed playful or harmless were suddenly being read through a different lens. A line about buying something for someone else and yourself no longer felt casual. It sounded intentional. Like a message hidden in plain sight. Every word became a puzzle, and fans turned into detectives, dissecting each post, trying to figure out who those messages were really meant for. Then, an old video of Remy resurfaced. The timing felt almost too perfect. It appeared right around the same moment Papoose arrived in New York, causing people to pause and look twice. Even if the clip wasn't new, the fact that it re-emerged right then didn't feel accidental. Someone had to dig for it, pull it from wherever it had been buried, and push it back into the spotlight. Once it hit social media, it spread fast, like gasoline on an already burning fire. And just like that, the conversation exploded all over again.
The coworkers, he's coming right here with some class to work for everybody.
So usually happens upstairs.
Oh yeah, he upstairs.
The reactions flooded in. Debates broke out. The drama grew louder by the hour. That clip became just another piece of a story already crowded with questions and half-answers, where nothing felt fully explained and every detail raised even more suspicion. Behind the scenes, people quietly said Claressa was far from happy. On the surface, she tried to stay calm and composed, presenting a smooth, controlled image to the world. But those close to her claimed there was a lot of frustration bubbling underneath. What seemed to bother her most was what happened every single time Papoose traveled to New York. According to the talk circulating, he would suddenly go silent. He told her he was busy with work, handling business, staying focused. But the long gaps, no calls, no messages, made her uneasy. Silence has a way of creating its own stories, and before long, her mind began filling in the blanks. When he finally returned, the tension showed up immediately. Claressa started connecting the dots. The whispers she had heard, the posts she had seen online, the stories people kept sending her, none of it felt random anymore. It all started lining up in a way that didn't sit right with her heart. Sources claimed Papoose went with her to training and acted as if everything was normal. He joked. He smiled. He stayed close, moving like someone with nothing to hide. Later, he followed her back home and tried to calm her down. He told her it was all just noise, rumors, internet chatter, people desperate for attention and drama. But this time, she didn't fully believe him. The timing felt too perfect. The quiet trips. The sudden posts. The strange videos resurfacing out of nowhere. It all lined up in a way that felt planned instead of natural. Something inside her told her to trust her instincts. Then things took another turn.
It's true, man. None of it, all of that was fugazi. I come from a big family. Like, if you really follow me and you're not just around for the gossip, you see my daughter, you see my sisters, you see my mother, you see so many beautiful women in my life who love me to death.
Photos and videos of Remy began spreading again, and one short clip grabbed everyone's attention. In it, she was trying on a fur coat. In the background, a man's voice could be heard. Many people swore it sounded exactly like Papoose. The internet exploded. Comments poured in. Some laughed. Others argued. A few demanded answers. Papoose quickly pushed back. He claimed the voice wasn't real. He said it had been created using artificial intelligence. That explanation alone sent social media into a full-blown frenzy. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about relationships anymore. It was about trust in a digital world where technology can copy voices, faces, and even entire moments. People began questioning what could still be believed. After that, Claressa's tone shifted once again. One moment, she spoke about finding peace at her boxing camp, about feeling closer to God when she stayed locked in on her training. The next moment, she snapped, firing back at the very fans who had been standing by her side the entire time. And just like that, the story grew even more complicated.
So in my friends and my family, it's called Memorial Weekend, not Memorial. So I think I'm going to spend Memorial Weekend with my new battle rap family and introduce some more of them to you guys. Yeah? It's going to be cool. Y'all gonna love it.
Too blind to see that the pictures and clips might have been fake. Insiders believed Papoose's words may have pushed her back into seeing things his way. Watching from the outside, people began to worry. With each passing day, the story grew deeper and more complicated, pulling in more questions than answers. As the drama intensified, people started breaking everything down step by step, trying to make sense of what now felt like a growing mystery. The focus shifted squarely onto Papoose. Some fans began running his name through number patterns, claiming it connected to the numbers 87 and 33. To them, those numbers weren't random. They believed they pointed to something hidden, something beneath the surface that most people couldn't see. Online, fans acted like full-time investigators. They paused videos. They read comments line by line. They compared timelines, dates, and movements. Every detail mattered. Every small action was analyzed. The feeling was that this story had crossed a line. It was no longer just strange. It felt like something important was waiting to be exposed. Then came the discussion about what the number 87 could mean. The first word people brought up was spy, and that alone sparked endless debate. Some wondered if someone was watching quietly, collecting information, moving in the background without being noticed. Another word that surfaced was fallout, suggesting a major breaking point might be close. People argued over where that explosion would happen. Would it be between Papoose and Remy? Or between Papoose and Claressa? Some believed the real collision hadn't even revealed itself yet. Other words linked to the same number included fame and nuke. Fans said fame stood out the most. Claressa had worked relentlessly for respect and recognition in her career. She fought for every win, every headline, every moment of attention. Another word that surfaced was Truman, instantly reminding many of the movie, where the main character slowly realizes his entire world is fake. Friends, routines, and even the smallest everyday moments turn out to be part of a carefully constructed illusion. Some viewers said Claressa might be experiencing something similar. They believed she could be surrounded by people who smiled in her face while quietly working against her behind the scenes. That idea made many uneasy. The story began to feel less like a rumor and more like a movie unfolding in real time. Love mixed with money. Loyalty tangled with fame. Trust tested by whispers of manipulation. Some said every move felt deliberate, as if each moment had been carefully placed instead of naturally happening. The number patterns weren't only being linked to Claressa anymore, they were also being traced back to Papoose. One phrase that surfaced was number of the beast, a term that immediately sounded dark and unsettling. Another word, soul, hinted at something deeper, suggesting the situation went beyond surface-level drama and into something far more personal. The word retire kept appearing alongside old age. People interpreted that as a sign Papoose might stay in the game for a long time. The belief was that he would continue moving quietly in the background, protecting his image, making private moves, and staying active until he chose to step away on his own terms. Then came talk about his real name. Some records listed him as Shamu Maki. Others claimed his first name was Willie. When fans ran the full name Willie Shaimaki through their number systems, they said it connected to a phrase suggesting someone skilled in deception. That alone raised eyebrows. Online, people said the energy around him felt shaky, almost unreal. Whether the patterns meant anything or not, many agreed they no longer felt random.
Flowers to him. Oh man, my mother, my father. Rest in peace to my uncle who died from COVID not too long ago. My cousin, you know what I'm saying, we grew up more like brothers. Also to Claressa Shields. She's accomplished things that nobody.
More numbers began appearing. Internet and computer matched the same patterns. Then 666 and 33 showed up, numbers people immediately tied to chaos and disruption. After that, the number 175 entered the conversation. With it came the phrase Babylon the Great. The word bed appeared next, which fans linked back to a video of Claressa bringing food to Papoose. Then came order out of chaos. The city of Houston kept appearing again and again. The word fate followed shortly after. The name Madonna surfaced, adding yet another strange layer to an already tangled story. At that point, some fans began drawing comparisons to what happened with MO3. And that's when the speculation shifted from curious to deeply uneasy.
Partner, I had to learn to not be so overprotective and allow her to go out there and do her thing and just support her decision. Like I said, sometimes when you love a person, you're always constantly giving advice, trying to stop them from doing things. But she told me to just stand back and just support my...
People started digging into how contracts, attention, and money flowed after his passing. They asked the same question again and again: who really benefits when chaos takes over? Claressa, they noticed, was signing deals and landing sponsorships non-stop. Cameras followed her every step. Headlines tracked her every move. It felt like she was living inside a movie, bright lights, constant motion, every detail magnified for the world to see. But behind the glitz and the spotlight, the same question lingered: who is truly gaining from all this noise? As the story continues, people are watching closely. Some believe this is the rise of something new, an evolution, a turning point. Others fear it's the setup for something darker, a plan unfolding quietly beneath the surface. Either way, one thing is certain: this story is far from over. And whatever comes next, it will be loud, public, and impossible to ignore.